Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF, joined as always by my main man at FF Snoog. No Brock Dynasty tonight, but we got the trade coordinator himself, Sean Owens. Welcome to the show. I feel like the listeners know your name because I botched it a couple of times in the beginning. Then you've gone from me botching your name as a listener and a Patreon to a guy that's, behind the scenes, getting the trades together, getting everything going. And we're excited to have you on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thrilled to be here. Can't outdo Brock. He's the GOAT. Just trying to fill in where I can. So happy to be here. Trade Start Tuesday in the middle of the season. Let's get it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And Snoog, this week above all other weeks, and I feel like I say this every week, but I've seen more. I've made more. Twitter's been more active. Discord's been more active. Like trades are just flying right now.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think there's going to be a lot of rookies involved here. I'm seeing a lot of these guys getting thrown around in trades all over Twitter. Apparently, Genty, Hampton, Judkins, Henderson, they're all busts according to all of Dynasty Twitter. So take advantage of the fish in your leagues and on Twitter and capitalize on some big buying opportunities.
Dude, it's absolutely crazy the way the rookies are looking at it. Like I posted it as far as what we're seeing from these rookies. I mean, you didn't anticipate Ashton Genty RB 28, Marion Hampton RB 44. All these guys are, honestly, he's one spot ahead. Hampton's one spot ahead of Quinshon Judkins in ratings right now, as far as like how many fantasy points they put up. But that's not the point of this show. The point of this show is talking trades. So normally, I just turn this over to Brock. I'm going to turn it over to Sean, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. And again, Brock's like, you're not going to give away free Patreon since I'm not there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we are. 5, 10, 15, and 20, we will be giving them away. Snoop, if we hit 30, I think we give away another yearly. I know that's like a $260 thing. Let's just roll with it, all right? All right, first trade, you're up, big guy.
Absolutely. So trade one, we got E-Bar Man from Twitter. So we got Joe Burrow, a lot of Joe Burrow scares going on right now. Joe Burrow or Goff and Cedric Tillman. Dad, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this. For me, when it comes to Joe Burrow right now, right, you're looking at an elite talent, top 5 quarterback in the league. If I am trading Joe Burrow in Dynasty, I want Caleb, May, Herbert, Love, or maybe Kyler plus. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep Joe Burrow on all my teams, and I'm trying to buy Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff. They seem to be the best value for what they can put up. If I can't get them, I'm buying Justin Fields. And crazy enough, I'm buying Daniel Jones. He's QB2 on the season right now. This is not the way to do this. And I know that Eberman, he got Joe Burrow here in this one. And this is where if you have startable quarterbacks. This is that point where Snoog and I say, we have Matthew Stafford as our QB3. We have Jared Goff as our QB3. I'm kicking the tires and trying to buy Joe Burrow on the cheap everywhere I can, because when he comes back, this isn't an injury that's going to be long-term as far as his future career, right? This is a turf toe. He's going to be out at least 3 months. So you're not going to have him for 2025, but 2026, he's going to be absolutely fine. You're going to have a locked and loaded top 5 quarterback. Snoog, you can't turn down this kind of price. I need a 27 first on top of these two guys to even begin this negotiation.
Yeah, if I'm a rebuilder in this situation, I'm licking my chops getting Joe Burrow here. Mm-hmm. If I'm honestly a contender, I'm still doing it. I'm going and buying Matt Stafford. I'm buying Geno Smith. I'm buying one of these cheap, even like Tua's dirt cheap right now. Like go buy your Justin Fields. Go buy one of those cheap bets that can put up numbers to fill in for Joe Burrow while he sits on your IR spot, because in a year or two, you're going to be thankful that you did this type of trade. So regardless, Joe Burrow side by a mile for me.
And I'm in 22 leagues, Sean, and what I do when the Joe Burrow news happens, and you guys got to start thinking this way. This is what Snoog does. This is what I do. All right, I'm in 22 leagues. I'm going to try to find a way to buy Joe Burrow in every single one. I'm going to see what happens, because every now and then you get this kind of offer and you're like, damn, I better jump on that quick. You have those panic guys in there. Everybody threw them up on their trade block. Make an offer. Just see what happens. Talk to them. Start the negotiation, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick on him, real quick. He's not a running quarterback. What do you need? He doesn't need a toe moving forward. He's going to be 29 years old. He's going to sit in the pocket. He's going to throw dimes to Jamar Chase. We know that. So
I know, and I saw so many people say, "Well, Dad, he's going to be 30." Who cares? Like Matthew Stafford's 38. You know, like he's going to have a career arc like Matthew Stafford. Like I think that's the most comparable player for him, a better version of Matthew Stafford. And we're going to see QB1 for the next 5-6 years after this. So go ahead.
Absolutely, stack team too. So super chats are rolling in. Let's go ahead and start. Nephew EJ, thanks for the super chat. First one, BTJ, a little scared there, or JSN in a 27 third. Snoog, let's talk to you about this one.
This one, Dad, is tough. I think JSN looks a lot better right now, but I think BTJ still has the higher ceiling. I think JSN's probably going to outscore him this year. If that's a second, I'm doing it. I think if it's a third, I still want to slightly lean BTJ. They're literally back to back in my rankings. Yeah. So it's close for me, but
you know what I'm going to say. I want a 1-2 swap, and I'm not going to get it. You know, so I think if that's a second, I want that to be an early second. Nephew, I'm not doing it for a third. You know, like I love JSN. I think JSN is a fantastic prospect. You're going to get a ton of value there, but I need that to be an early second or a 1-2 swap. And I don't care what year, 26, 27, 28. I don't care what it is. I want that insulation there because if you trade a BTJ, right, the ceiling of BTJ is considerably higher than the ceiling of JSN. JSN's a rock solid wide receiver 1. BTJ has a top 5 type ceiling. I think you're seeing a lot of the shortcomings of Trevor Lawrence early on the season. He's got a little bit of a wrist injury. We also know that he didn't participate, you know, in the preseason. So a lot going there for BTJ. I think we see him get rolling here. And this just for a third, I think is a trade you end up regretting in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. We got another super chat from Corey. Thank you, Corey Ackerman. We got BTJ, Chase Brown, Egbuka for CeeDee Lamb, Tet, and Golden. Super trade here. Other running backs are Judkins, Kyron, Ginty, and Chubb. So plenty of running backs to keep them afloat. What do we think here, guys?
All right. So I'm starting to look at this one. This is a big one to diagnose. I mean, but I want the BTJ side because I think Lamb considerably over BTJ. I think Egbuka and Tet are a lot closer than people want to say right now. Like if you told me you have Egbuka higher than Tet, I'm not going to yell at you. I don't, but I don't think that's there. And the gap between Golden and Chase Brown. I mean, I think Chase Brown is a great buy low right now. I think you're going to see him very similar to Breece Hall 2023. He's going to be the everything for the Bengals right now. Jake Browning is a guy that I think is going to keep them afloat, but Chase Brown's going to be a guy that's going to get tons of volume right now. So I think I'm leaning on this left-hand side. Snoog, am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy at all. No, I'm going to take the Lamb side here just because Tet Egbuka wash for me. I significantly value Lamb over BTJ to the point where it's like Golden Chase Brown doesn't really make a difference for me. I'm not the biggest Golden guy. I'm not the biggest Chase Brown guy now that Joe Burrow's out for the year, but I think BTJ and Lamb are like different realms of skill sets and talents. And I think that's like a first gap for me. So
see, I think the difference between the two of us right now is the way we're looking at Chase Brown and Golden. By the way, I am buying Golden everywhere. I mean, with Reed out for multiple weeks here, I can see your side for sure. I don't think the running backs really, he seems like he's loaded at the running back, so I have no problem going there with Lamb. Sean, you want to break the tie there? I feel like you're looking at it. It does seem a little bit closer to that Lamb side, but I just love the upside of BTJ and Egbuka, and then you get that Chase Brown upgrade.
I don't know how you get rid of Egbuka right now. Honestly, he's got 3 touchdowns to 2 games. We said slow down on the rookies, but he's not looking like a rookie out there. I mean, you've been preaching it, Snoog. I know you're big on the Ohio State wide receivers. They've proven us right. I would probably lean left side here, but I'm a Cowboys fan. CeeDee Lamb, he's getting his targets. He just got to come down with catches, and I think he'll be fine. So BTJ a little worrisome.
He's not far from being a top 12 dynasty wide receiver. I mean, Snoog and I have been talking about that. Like, if we see 2 more weeks of this kind of production where he ends up with like 4 or 5 touchdowns through 4 weeks, you gotta at least kick the tires with how young he is. And we got a third super chat already.
Yeah, absolutely. Doof, a regular on the show. We got Rodgers. I'm assuming it's Aaron Rodgers. We got Bill, big Bill guy, and Jake Ferguson, or Tesla and a 26 first. So kind of selling off scraps for a 26 first in Tesla. What do we think here, guys?
Yeah, I think this is like one of those. Yeah, this seems like one of those polish up your turd sandwiches and ship them out for a first, you know. And I see a lot of people making offers for Bill, and I honestly, I think JCM has a lot of upside. He just hasn't shown it in actually regular season games, and the opportunity is there, but I could see Chris Rodriguez. I could see, one of these other guys in this backfield taking over for a while. Ferguson's been getting crazy volume. He's second in the NFL as far as tight ends go. So if that's a late first and I'm a contender trying to hold on, and I hate making trades just trying to hold on, but Rodgers is going to put up QB2 numbers. Ferguson's going to put up back end QB1s. I do want the Tesla and 26 first side though. Snoog, you agreeing that's kind of the polished up turd sandwich?
I've seen Isaac Tesla make 2 plays in the NFL. And every time me and my buddy watch Red Zone, we all get together every Sunday. We go it's like a big thing. We've been doing it for years. And we always make jokes. I'm like, all right, when's this Isaac Tesla one-handed catch going to come? And then it did come. And we were just like, bro, it's funny. And he should play more. He's a good player for them. He's going to help them a lot. So I'm going to go with that in the first side.
Dude, he's a good player, but I'm sick and tired of hearing every time people are like, oh, he's the next Puka Nacua. I'm sorry, Puka Nacua gets open and catches 8 balls a game. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. And we're worried about targets for the other Lions players. What's different with this third round receiver,
Yeah,
that's not
just fun
and
hype.
You get a Puka Nacua every 7 years. You had Keenan Allen, then you had Cooper Kupp, now you have Puka Nacua. You don't get that type of player often. There's a reason why the day 3 wide receivers like that don't hit often. When they do, they're nasty. That's the situation. So
absolutely. So we got another super chat. Mark Finneran, thank you for that. We got Henderson, a little slow to start to the season, or a mid 27th first, and Tootin. Dad, what do you think here?
Snook's going to hate me, but I'm going to take Tootin. I'm going to take that. Right now, I am ready to re-roll with some of these rookies on a deal like this, right? Because that mid 27 first, if it's truly mid to early, and we really got to diagnose that. But if it's in that top 5, I think it's worth Henderson. And I'm telling you, from what I've seen with Tootin, ever since they got rid of Bigsby, he is a league winner if ETN were to ever go down. And I don't guarantee. I mean, Snoog and I keep talking about it. If ETN balls out, guess what? The Jaguars aren't going to be able to pay him, and he's going to go somewhere else. If he doesn't, Tootin's going to take over. I mean, Tootin's the backfield starter for the Jaguars in 2026 at a 75% chance in my mind. So I feel like I'm getting a starter and a first. I sold Henderson at peak value for Swift in a 26 and 27 first. So I think we're at a spot where this is about the right value right now, but I would hate to miss out if Hendo pops off, Snoop.
He's literally the type of player that he has one big week and he's valued back to 2 first plus. Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't know about plus, but yeah. No,
Jahmyr Gibbs didn't crack 12 fantasy points for 6 weeks in his rookie year. Jonathan Taylor took him I think 8 or 13. No, it took him 13 weeks to break 20 fantasy points, to get over 15 fantasy points in his rookie year. Breece Hall, same thing. So it's we've seen tons of these elite rookie running backs take time. It's been 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks where the NFL is the most committee driven it's ever been at the running back position. Genty, Judkins, Henderson, Hampton, all these rookie running backs. My prior is no change on any of these guys. The only changes I've made in rookie rankings so far is Abuka getting skyrocketing up a couple spots and putting Tyler Warren over Colson Loveland again. That's literally all I made for changes in my rankings.
No,
it's been 2 weeks.
I'm with you there. It's not making those overreactions. I mean, I always thought he was a lot like Gibbs, so he's going to take that. JT popped his rookie year though. Jonathan Taylor actually scored. Week 1 he scored 15 points, and then week 2, JT. Because he caught 6 balls for 67. Dude, JT popped his rookie year. Not trying to, I'm old enough. You were
it's 15 points. It's 15 points popping now.
You were 14 at that point. I was 40. So got a couple. Robert Reed's got 2 super stickers here. I want to check in the live chat to see where those are. But let's hit up the next super chat.
We do have one. We do have one on him. Looks like half PPR dynasty, Hawkinson and Tootin for Sam Laporta.
Smash Sam Laporta.
Hawkinson, huge fan over here.
Well, and Hawkinson's really just been brutal. Just this Vikings offense, and thank you, Robert Reed. We really appreciate that. Welcome to the show. First timer here getting in. Hawkinson really scares me. This offense with the Vikings is not pretty. And now we're going to see Carson Wentz for a little bit, and I think Carson Wentz might use Hawkinson a little bit more, but this is adding, as much as I love Tootin, I'm taking Sam Laporta here, and I think that's the kind of trade you're trying to make. Even in half PPR, you're sticking with Sam Laporta. He's still a top 5 dynasty tight end when it comes to, what we're looking at usage-wise. Snoog, when I have Hawkinson, this is the type of trade that I'm trying to make, though, is I'm trying to tier up somebody hot. I'm trying to tier up a pick that somebody's interested in and trying to use them to tier up. A lot of people are like in the Discord, yo, Dad, what are you selling Hawkinson for as far as picks? Can you get anything more than a late second at this point? Like I don't think you're going to get a mid-second. We've gotten out of the way where you're clearly not going to get a first. You're not going to get an early second. It's mid to late now.
Him, Mark Andrews, and Evan Ingram just decided to all take the year off. It seems like they all look so bad and washed. Andrews, it's depressing because I was really hoping at least one of them was going to be good, but the tight end landscape shifting, Dad. Warren, Kraft, Loveland, those guys are going to slide in. The other guys are going to kick the curb. Kyle Pitts might get a little revival over here, but yeah, there's some change. I think we should be buying low on Isaiah Likely, trading TJ Hawkinson, trading Mark Andrews, trading Evan Ingram off your team if you can. I think Ingram can still be good. Like, I think it's more like a ramp up, get used to the offense and stuff for him. Andrews and Hawkinson, I don't know what their excuse is, though.
Great call there with Lively.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another super chat from Darth Twerk, another staple of the show. Thanks, Darth. We got not 30 seconds ago. He was just offered Kamara for Chase Brown straight up. Yay or nay, Dad? What do you think?
I'm taking Chase Brown. I think you have to there. I mean, as much as I love Kamara, and his usage is fantastic. I mean, Kamara, 21 carries last week. He's just been getting peppered. But I think Chase Brown still holds more value. And to be honest, this Bengals offense is going to be 75 to 80% of what it was.
It's going to be better than the Saints.
That's what I'm trying to say is like it's a considerably better offense than the Saints. The Saints are just eventually Kamara is not going to see any kind of carries to anybody else, though. Like this is completely his backfield. But same with Chase Brown. I mean, maybe Taj Brooks a little bit, but I don't see too much there. So
they're literally going to have the same role, same volume. One's on a better offense. It's just easy.
And this is what I love when we have these shows. We've already passed 5 trades, so we're going to give away a free month of basic. And we're now 17 minutes in, and we only got 1 trade question in so far, aside from the super chats. We appreciate you guys on that. So let's get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Absolutely. So we got another trade, number 2 here from Killer Mike, 328 from Twitter. We have Jake Browning and a 28 third for a 27 second. What do you think here, Snoog?
I'm taking the second all day. Anytime you can turn off kind of these backup quarterbacks when they step in and play to start and get seconds or thirds or a pair of seconds in Dynasty, like you got to do it. Use them as throwing pieces, tier up, package up those thirds and fourths, go get seconds. It's a cyclical process. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. That's what I'm doing. If you need someone and you're like, shit, I'm contending. I have Dak Prescott. I just lost Joe Burrow. Now I got nothing. I'd probably just prefer to do this because this is probably the cheapest you're going to get for someone that's going to start a full 17 games, 15 now. But yeah, it depends on case. But if you're rebuilding, I'm running the bank with this one. Yeah,
I mean, this is a very interesting trade just because I feel like that's what we do on most of these. By the way, we just got a super chat in from Bryce DeGroat. You guys got to follow him on Twitter. TikTok does great content. He said, just stopping by to show love.
Boy.
Keep grinding, boys. He's been putting out some seriously great content. Make sure you guys follow him. As far as Jake Browning goes, I mean, here's the deal because I've been diving in on this. I'm buying him wherever I can as a cheap fill-in. He finished in 2023, when Joe Burrow was out with the wrist injury, he finished the QB8 at 22.5 fantasy points per game. That is really good production. And we're not talking about you're buying him for a week. You're buying him for the year. So, like, if I'm really – I can't get Baker. I can't get Goff. I can't get Fields. I can't get Daniel Jones. I can't get these guys that I want. Jake Browning is going to put it back in QB1 numbers at this price. If I keep Joe Burrow, to me, this is actually a win. If this is a late 27 second, and I'm with Snoog, if I'm rebuilding and in Smash Except 9 where I'm with Snoog and I just traded a bunch of guys and opened up roster spots and I picked up Jake Browning and Tyquan Thornton, and now I'm ready to flip both of them because it's like now Jake Browning, this is the ultimate thing that I talk about is just using that small tier up to get to that 27 second. But if contending, Sean, I have no problem with this because I think paying a late 27 second and getting yourself a 28 third back is like you're going to get in my estimation, is like you look at the 8 games he started, 6 of them he finished in the top 8, and the other 2 he finished as 13 and 15, I believe. So he never finished as a QB. He never finished outside QB2 range. I'm perfectly fine throwing this in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he put up 22 points yesterday. I know it's Jacksonville or Sunday, excuse me. Put up 22 points against Jacksonville, 70% snap share. That's good. Like, this is not a guy that's not going to be sexy. He might not do a lot, but it's not like they have a Derrick Henry they can rely on. Chase Brown's not going through the tackles for 25 carries. They're going to have to throw. So I think he'll put in numbers.
Yeah, he does it every single time. And in that season, I mean, he was at 70% completion percentage. Yeah, he's going to throw interceptions, so I don't think he likes the ball hitting the ground, but it's what's going to happen. So here we go.
All right, so we got trade 3 from the Dynasty Dad Smash League. Do we know what number this is?
This is from Smash 7.
Smash 7. We got Baker Mayfield or Samson, a 26th first and a second. Dad, let's go to you.
Well, so my thought process on this one, right? Because I got Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, and I don't have a QB3. And I've told you guys that repeatedly is if I have studs, I usually don't carry QB3 unless I have to. I mean, I like to have it there for security. It would have been nice at this point, but sometimes it's a luxury because you can tear down off of Joe Burrow. You can tear down off of Josh Allen. Ultimately, I got a lot of trades. I got Drake May straight up for Burrow, considered it. I got Kyler Murray straight up. I still think Joe Burrow is the QB4, QB5. I'm not moving him anywhere else. Like, even if he's going to miss the year, but he's not going to dip outside the top 5 or 6. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert are the only guys that can pass him in Dynasty, period. No one else is going to pop through there. So as I'm doing that, I'm starting to throw things out. One guy's like, hey, what about Baker? I'm like, he offered me Baker for Burrow. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that, but I got my first. Send me something, and I think this is win-win for me because I get to keep Baker. Now I have 3 quarterbacks, Baker, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. And if I need, I can flip Joe Burrow for a big-time piece, come down the stretch. You know what I mean? I can get a top-level running back, a top-level wide receiver. I don't think it's a bad deal because if you get yourself – I mean, I would probably want a guy like Tootin or a guy like, Matthew Golden. Get yourself a couple of prospects. But this is the kind of trade where if you don't have Joe Burrow, you don't want to throw everything out. Snoog, is this a trade that you would make?
Yeah, we were talking about this backstage. I think it's fair market value. I'm not paying 2 firsts for Baker Mayfield, so I'll set that straight right now. I think he's worth probably about a first and 2 seconds, maybe a first and 2.5 seconds, which I think you can pencil in even with Judkins looking this good and being back. I think Samson's still worth like a late second. Going to have a little bit of standalone value. If Judkins, doesn't pan out for some reason or gets injured or something, he's going to be a good player there. But speaking on Sean's last thing, saying that Jake Browning's not a sexy start, like this one made me chuckle in the comments. I'm assuming he's probably in one of the Smash leagues or something. He said, "You are sexy, Sean." So
this is actually one of my personal friends. I did not send out that I was on. I just told my wife that I was on. She must have given out some information to the boys, but I do appreciate it. Michael's a great guy, so I appreciate that.
I love that. And this is the other one, Sean. I mean, since I know you know your stuff. You and I were texting about this one a little bit. Another guy that I keep saying I'm buying is Jared Goff. Caleb Johnson started out beyond frustrating. I mean, he's RB90 right now with -1 rushing yards. So the 3 of us have more rushing yards than Caleb Johnson right now, which is really sad. Is this a type of move that you'd consider making? Ultimately, I didn't want to give up 2 seconds, but I think Jared Goff is going to give you a top 10 season yet again.
Yeah, this goes back to your last point. If you need the quarterback, if you're trying to stay afloat with Baker, I think Goff's a great move. Personally, I'm in on Caleb Johnson. I know we don't like what we see so far. He's going to have to earn the trust of Tomlin. Tomlin is an old school coach. You're going to have to earn your snaps. Let's be honest. Warren, he's going to run himself out. Gainwell is just there. Caleb Johnson, by the end of the season, will be playing adequate snaps. It might not be right now like we wanted, but if you need that quarterback, why punt your team if you can go ahead and compete right now? Caleb's not going to let you compete right now. So I like the Goff move if you need a quarterback. For sure.
And Caleb's the perfect insulated trade right now. Like if you are not a all-in contender and you have a Chuba Hubbard, a Derrick Henry, a Devontae Adams, where you can get a 27 first and Caleb Johnson and maybe throw them one of those guys plus another vet. I'm doing that all day long. We're moving on to.
I think he's a great buy low right now. I feel like from what I can remember,
He's-
Dad.
You can't sell him.
I'm thinking back to that
No.
2017 running back class. Like I think Alvin Kamara was the only late day 2 pick in the 3rd or 4th round that actually played right away. Like usually round 3, round 4 running backs don't play right away. It's usually rare. Every now and then you get it, but I feel like even with like Kyron Williams, it took time his rookie year. Like be patient with this one. I think he's a good stash. Steelers raved about him all offseason. I think he's more of a developing piece, and then when he's good to go, he's going to be a guy that can handle 200 plus touches between the tackles for them.
Ooh, just got one in my inbox here, guys. Smash accept 4. Jake Browning and Jamison Williams for a 26th first and a 26th third.
I take the first.
Wow. Okay.
I like JMO.
Do you need the quarterback?
I lost
That's the
McCarthy.
question.
I lost McCarthy, so it's like
I'd flirt with it at least.
yeah. All right. Next one in here from Amaze in the Discord. I'll let you take it back over.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we have Ken Walker and a random 27 first, or Ibuka. If it's an Ibuka question, we got to go to Snoog here. What do we think? And Walker. So 2 flips of the coin here.
I don't think you'll ever hear me say to sell Emeka Egbuka, but in this case, I'm selling Emeka Egbuka. This is a great way to sell high. Like, yeah, there's that small chance you'd lose this trade if he ends up being like a BTJ or one of those type of big risers like that. But even if he's like a Garrett Wilson, a Ladd McConkey, a Drake London type value, I think you still go with the Kenneth Walker and a 27 first side in this, or it's at least close to value. So you really can't lose this trade unless he's like a Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, Jamar Chase somehow, which I personally don't think he is, as much as I do love him as a player. But
random to mid, I'm on the Walker. If this is truly late, like if this is a 111, 112, I think your opportunity to replace Kenneth Walker is a lot easier than replacing what we're seeing from Emeka Egbuka at this point. You know what I mean? So that's where I agree with you. I don't think he has the ceiling of those big time guys, but he could be Garrett Wilson. Could you imagine what Garrett Wilson's career would look like with Baker Mayfield?
oh my God.
Like he'd be top 3 or 4.
Don't even tease me like that.
No, but that's what I'm saying is he's not that far off of a Garrett Wilson. But now he has Baker Mayfield. And if you're tied to Baker Mayfield, could be the wide receiver 1 by next year. This is one that I think
I had a couple gray hairs in my beard. My girlfriend saw that and she's like, "How are you getting gray hairs already?" I was like, "Because look at all the quarterbacks I've had to watch to start to Garrett Wilson."
that'll get you.
Absolutely. We got trade 5 over Colossal Titan up in the Discord. Quinshon Judkins or Burden at 27 second. I'm actually going to go to Snoog again because Judkins is on the board here.
I think this is a cowbell worthy player right here, Dad. Take the cowbell. Before the legal, after the legal, you got to go with Quinshon Judkins here for the upside.
It's Judkins and not even close. And, every now and then I get a guy who says, "Hey, I'm tired of the cowbell." It's like, I got a fever. And the only prescription over here is more cowbell and more dynasty trades. So
what would you need to actually take the Burden side? 27
1-2 swap. I think Burden, just like Caleb Johnson, is a nice buy low. Like if I'm same kind of thing, insulated trade. If I'm trying to move off a wide receiver and get down to Burden, absolutely. But I think the gap now, what we saw, the fact that Burden and Loveland are not even used at all in this Bears offense, they haven't figured it out yet. I'm not personally. If I got to have this Judkins in a second for Burden in a first.
Absolutely. So we have a super chat for "I'll die for the Birds." Thank you for that with the picture too. That's Philadelphia to a T.
That's
right
nice,
So speaking of the Birds, we have a contender dynasty. Devontae Smith or Fannin. Current wide receivers are Neighbors, Nico, Worthy, Diggs, Franklin, Kirk, Tillman. Current tight ends, he's got McBride, Gesicki, Mayer, Superflex 1 PPR. What do we think here, guys?
Yeah, that's Devonta Smith. I mean, I like Fannin. He's been fantastic. Right? He's 6th in targets. He's 8th in fantasy points. He's 6th in yards, making David Njoku kind of disappear a little bit. But he's not worth a first. Devonta Smith is still worth a late first. I know he's had a little bit of a disappearing act here in the early part of the season, but I'm buying Devonta Smith, especially because you got McBride there. You know what I mean? Like you don't need that. And your wide receiver 3 is a little dicey. You got Neighbors and Nico, but Worthy, Diggs, Franklin, it's okay. But Devonta Smith is the perfect wide receiver 3.
One-arm Worthy. He's running around with the sling on.
We also haven't talked about Jalen Hurts. Doesn't have a throwing touchdown this season yet. So we need to be cool on the overseas.
This week.
It's going to be there. All right. So we have another
next week.
Yeah, next week. Quentin A, thank you for the super chat. We have DJ Moore or Tyler Warren, full PPR dynasty. I think I know where this is going, Dad. What do you think?
Oh, this is Tyler Warren. I mean, I wouldn't even add a second. I'm still not considering it. Like I think Tyler Warren's value is only going to continue to go up, where this is going to be a first plus on top of the DJ Moore side at some point this season, if not already. So I mean, if you can buy in on the ground floor, you already missed that initial opportunity. This is the type of trade where I'm smashing that all day long. Tyler Warren, Dynasty tight end 3. I could see him really jumping into that big tier by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
Yep, I agree.
Let me get back up here. We are up to 10 super chats now, so that means we will be giving away a VIP month of the Patreon. And speaking of the Patreon, patreon.com/smash accept. That's where you get all of my rankings, Snoog's rankings. You get pretty much everything you can in Dynasty and Redraft. And then the part right now, code SMASH50 is going to get you 50% off that first month. Sean, you've been in there from day one, and you've kind of seen it grow from 45 people to 945 people now. And talk to people about what draws you to it, because you've gone from being in it to now, being part of the team. Talk to me a little bit about that sense of community and what you see in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously once you get into Dynasty, it's just a complex world. You want to be around people who know what they're talking about. So we got you two guys, we got Al Kalo, we got G Bird, we got a bunch of people in there that know what they're doing. You can ask them questions, get that insight. Another thing for me is I just want to see what other people are talking about. Sometimes in Dynasty, you're kind of scared to make a trade or scared to make a move. Maybe it's easier to see someone do that first. That's something I really like about it. I'm constantly looking at my notifications, seeing what people are doing. So that can start churning in my mind of like, I didn't even think you could trade that. I didn't even think you could get him for him or whatever the case is. So
I never thought about it.
that's my big thing. You can see people going through the motions for you, and then you can fine tune those to what you want to do. And honestly, I love it. Notifications are going crazy all day. So that's always, you have to be ready for that, but it is great.
Yeah, and I mean, you have spots where you put your own polls. Unlike Twitter polls, you're not getting a bunch of trolls in there. People are giving you feedback. You have that sense of community. Snoog and other guys are forming their own leagues. It just makes it a lot more fun. It's a lot more, it's a positive environment, a clean environment.
Yep.
Right now, code SMASH50, you could try it out for $250. Honestly, you could try the base level for $250. That's like, what, 65 cents, 62 cents a week. Get it done. Have some fun.
Absolutely. All right, so we got trade 6 coming from Jordan Rump in the Discord. Going all in. Lamar for Stroud, BTJ, Scatabo, Caleb, and a 27-second Caleb Johnson. This is a big trade. What do you think, Dan?
He sent me his roster. These guys are all on his bench. Yeah, and I know Rump, he knows his stuff. Lamar. They're all on his bench. I'm going with Lamar. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think the Caleb and second, whatever. I'm not even worried about that. Stroud and BTJ, I think is close for Lamar. Like, it's just a lot of pieces there. Snoog, this seems like the perfect trade. If you're going all in and you see that, like you're one of those teams that's not, I want this kind of trade, right? Like, because Stroud, BTJ, Scatabo, this is like an instant roster. But if I'm all in, nobody puts up more points than Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. That, like, you just have to pay that tax.
I don't know if we keep seeing Justin Watson, Harrison Bryant, and Dario Ogunawable rolling out there for that Texans offense with Nick Chubb in the backfield. I don't know if there's going to be C.J. Stroud for much longer in the NFL. So I'm going with Lamar Jackson here. I think you're getting a lot of intriguing, good pieces on that right-hand side. Stroud hasn't done anything for fantasy in a long time now. Brian Thomas Jr. is kind of the only.
It's a lot of what ifs.
It's a lot of what ifs. BTJ is the guy there, but Lamar, you're getting an MVP caliber player. A guy that I want in every league possible. If I can get him, worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. All right, so we got another super chat from Zachary Ryken. Thank you for that, Zachary. We had an offer to receive Jamar Chase and Golden. He had to send out Tet, Hampton, and Rice. He already has Neighbors, Hunter, Worthy, and Sutton. Running backs, Kamara, Hampton, Sampson, and Scatabo. What do we think here, Snoog? It's a lot.
Yeah, this one's interesting. I think it's got to be Jamar. There's too much unknown on that right-hand side, but getting Tet, Hampton, and Rice, that's really intriguing to me. If that was like, instead of Hampton, if that was like someone guaranteed like Bucky or someone like A-Chain or like something like that, or if Rice was London or maybe one of those type of guys, I'd probably do it. But I feel like it's like 2 rookies and a guy that's coming off a torn ACL with a 6-game suspension, who I actually do think is going to ball out when he comes back and is going to be a league winner. I just Chase, and you're giving up a first-round wide receiver in Golden, who hasn't produced but looks good. The film looks good. He's separating. He's breaking ankles. Everything I need to see from an eye perspective. Now it's just let's put some of that production on the table and get you going with Jordan Love.
This is a tricky trade just for the fact that I'm looking at your roster here. And if you do trade Hampton, you're rolling out Kamara and Scatabo every week. You know, and I know Hampton hasn't been good, but I think you're going to see a real big boom week in the next 2 weeks for Omarion Hampton, making this trade a little bit more interesting. Every single week we get closer to week 7, Rashee Rice's value should go up. If you're 2-0, you should be offering every single team that's 0-2 a trade for Rashee Rice. Like Rashee Rice is going to Snoog. I think Rashee Rice is going to put up 90% of what Jamar Chase does now that Joe Burrow's out. So I think down the stretch, you're going to see a lot more value there. Tet's going to improve in value. I think the golden part is what puts it over the top for that Chase. I would easily trade Chase for those 3 guys. I don't think I'm going to get held back from Golden. I kind of like keeping the 3 assets there. It would be great to have Neighbors and Jefferson, but I think this is just like you have a lot of opportunities to lose this trade.
Yeah, what I was thinking too is like you kind of brought this to my attention, Dad. We're like 1 game from like a Hampton or a Henderson or a Judkins. They put up 20, 25 fantasy points. Everyone's right back on the train.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened. Yeah. 1 game.
And well, you and I both posted. You posted it from a dynasty perspective. I posted it from a redraft perspective. Go trade for these rookie running backs. I mean, people right now are trying to think that Omarion Hampton is the next Trent Richardson. And people are saying Ashton Genty's a bust and all these. We did the work. We put in the time to show what these guys are capable of. It's taken a little bit of time. It's not always automatic, but these guys are going to pop. I mean, I think at least 3 of these 5 guys you see finish the season as top 15 running backs.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. All right, we have another super chat. Robert Seamus, thank you for that, Robert. It is a 12-team half tight end premium. We have London and Anthony Richardson, or Garrett Wilson and Judkins.
Give me G. Willie and Judkins there all day. I like London a lot, and this is what's great about Dynasty, right? Is 3 weeks ago it's London, not even close. Like you're just like London's going to be the guy. And then you're like, Judkins, we don't know what's happening. Now we do know what's happening with Judkins. And he might still get a suspension a game or 2 here. But Wilson is closer to London than people want to admit. And I think Judkins closes that gap. Now, on the caveat there is I hate trading Anthony Richardson. Like, I just hate it. Because if Daniel Jones were to go down to injury, then this trade gets changed completely. But I think Wilson and Judkins for me. Snoog?
Yeah, it's Wilson and Judkins all day. I don't think there's that big of a gap between London and Wilson. Obviously, from a talent perspective, I think Garrett's a better player. All set, like when it's all said and done, it's just a quarterback issue. But like, is Penix even like that good of a quarterback? He don't look like it. So I think there's a small gap between those 2, and then Judkins over Anthony Richardson by like a first. So that's a banger move.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got another super chat from BH417. Thank you for that. We have Ladd or Laporta and a 26 or 27 first. I'm not sure if you have the choice there, but we'd probably lean the 27 depending on spot. Snoog, what do you think here? Your boy Ladd and Laporta at that.
I'm going to go with Laporta. Laporta and a 27 first here. Know why? Because Ladd McConkey was drafted in the 2nd round to be the 3rd wide receiver on the Los Angeles Chargers right now. Like that is ridiculous. That is, I'm just pointing out.
You guys are younger than me, but I think the kids call that rage baiting. You know, like I don't feel like dealing with all the YouTube comments.
That is
it's
driving me nuts. That
Ladd McConkey is not anywhere near involved with Quentin Johnston has been catching touchdown passes on a regular. Keenan Allen has really taken over the Ladd McConkey role. So if you can take what I'm trying to do is package Ladd plus to get to BTJ right now, to get to JSN, to try to do those kind of things. But this kind of trade, if I would tear down, give me a Sam Laporta type and a 27 first. As long as that's not late, you crush this deal. Even if it's late, you might still win. So That's a great trade. I really like that one. And just like we're talking about with the Discord, is that one there literally has me thinking right now about my Lab McConkey shares. And that's what's so fun about this show is like, it's organic. We're completely rolling with it as we go. You guys are sending these trades in, and we're trying to get to as many as we can. And you guys kill it with these super chats every single week. So we appreciate that from you guys. So we have trade number 7 here. If my computer lets me put it up. There we go.
Yeah, trade number 7, KC2429 from Twitter. Tucker Kraft or DJ Moore and Pat Fryermuth, tight end premium. Dad, what do you think here? Tucker Kraft's looking good.
Man, I love Tucker Kraft. I mean, I love Tucker Kraft. And I think you and we had multiple conversations in the Discord. He's been my guy since day one. You know, it's like buy as much Tucker Kraft. He's my most owned dynasty tight end right now. I wouldn't sell him for DJ Moore and Pat Fryermuth right now.
No.
DJ Moore is no longer worth a first to me. And I think Tucker Kraft has passed that area where he's worth a first. So value-wise, I think most people would agree it's the DJ Moore side, but I want Tucker Kraft here, Snoog.
Yeah, it's Tucker Kraft. I think you have to have him at least as the top 6 dynasty tight end. I think he's the top 4 to 5. Like, he is an absolute dog in my opinion, and he's a guy that is probably going to finish as a top. Like, everyone keeps saying, like, the 2018 George Kittle. I can see it, right? Like, it's like this Packers team seems like that young 49ers team on the come up when, like, they had a wide, like, it was Ayuk and Debo. Neither of them were, like, great yet or good yet. They were both just kind of good, like, there. Who's going to break out? Feels like that with, like, Golden, Reed, and you got Kraft. Like, you got weapons here. You got the O-line, elite offensive-minded coach. You got an elite defense. It feels like George Kittle 2018 all over again. So I'm all on the Tucker Kraft train.
Yeah, and a 27-year-old quarterback starting for the Packers, I think, more importantly, which has shown that they're going to win a Super Bowl. So hopefully not, but I want some more Tucker Kraft touchdowns here. So we got another trade. Hobo Hat over from the Discord. Thank you, Hobo Hat. So we got Aaron Rodgers, Caleb, or Bill, and a 26th fourth. Kind of an uglier trade, but what do we think?
This is ugly, right? I think it's Caleb and Rodgers. You know, like we did not have Bill anywhere near Caleb Johnson's status when we started this whole process. I don't see this is one of those ones where you just tell yourself a narrative and you believe one way or another. I'm kind of with you where I think Caleb's going to be fine when it's all said and done. I think Rodgers is worth a second. So would I trade Caleb Johnson in a second to get to Jackery Krosky Merritt? No, I would not. The opportunity's there for him, but Snoog, I don't think I can make this trade. This might be one where I'm just like either side. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of it.
It does feel like that, right? It's like when you start getting into these rookies after 2 weeks and like you got like Loveland who hasn't done anything or hasn't even played, or Caleb Johnson who hasn't played and done anything, or some of these guys that just haven't played or haven't done anything, you don't want to trade them, right? Because it feels like you're trading the unknown for the unknown. And it feels like you're going to be like biting yourself in the ass about it.
So the next one here, Jake Sandquist posted a Twitter poll. He tagged me on it. 51% of people said that they would trade Caleb Johnson for a late 26th second. Now, there were over 1,000 votes, so this isn't one where you're like, 7 of my buddies were like voting on this. Can you imagine drafting a guy at the 110 and selling him for a late 26th second without giving him more than 2 games? I know he's in the doghouse, Sean, but like that's just bad dynasty process.
No, the 26th second does nothing for you.
It's not even a good, deep 26 class. So like, yeah. Even if it was 27, I mean, that you'd be trading Caleb Johnson straight up for Jalen Milroe, you know, or maybe Dylan Sampson, but you don't always know what that's going to be. And the late 26 seconds, just that's absurd.
Dad, have you ever done this? Have you ever kind of like acted like you were going to rebuild, like you're fully set to be a rebuilder?
Oh, and then cash it in?
Just buy a ton of players right at the beginning of the year after a couple of weeks and then go contend. But with rookies, I swear you could be $1 million man doing that after 2 weeks with all the rookies. You could just buy them up.
I'm looking at Smash 9. I won this week, and I'm like in 6th place, and I have 9 firsts because I was trading them all off for like players first, and I'm like, damn, I could build a whole team with that. You know, like let's start buying some assets, and I'm not there yet. You know, I got Snoogs first. I'm rooting against Snoog for once.
All right, so we have another one here. Sorry, I missed it. Corey Ackerman over on Twitter. Thank you, Corey. So we got Malik Neighbors or JSN and Rome. This is a heavy hitter trade. before this week, I don't think we even talk about this one, but I think we need to talk about it. Snoog, what do you think?
It's Malik Neighbors, but man, that right side is sexy. Like those boys are going to put up points this year. They're good, but it's still Malik Neighbors. I need a 1-2 swap.
No, I'm taking it. He messaged me, and thank you, Corey, because he actually was he sent a super chat earlier, but he's like, Dad, you're going to be disappointed in me. I traded Neighbors, and I'm like, I'm believing this Roma Dunze breakout so much. I think you're going to get two guys here that are both ascending, and I think by the time the season is over, they're both going to be top 10 dynasty wide receivers. JSN already is. Rome will be. You're getting 2 for 1 here, and I think Neighbors is phenomenal. So I would need Snoog's on that side. I would need like maybe a Keenan Allen, a Stephon Diggs, another guy that's going to produce for me on that other side. But I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Scary to trade Neighbors, but get great return there. All right, trade 11 over from the Masshole on Twitter. You have Jonathan Taylor or Samson 26-1 and a pair of seconds, kind of like that trade earlier. What do we think here, Dad?
Jonathan Taylor is going to win your league. This is like the same Jonathan Taylor we saw when he was RB1 overall. He's getting 25 touches a game right now. He is your RB1. He's going to finish your RB1 if they keep this up. If Daniel Jones can continue to look at the 2024 or the 2025 version of Sam Darnold, dude looks like Peyton freaking Manning right now. Like he's been killing it. I would like to make this the 26 first and 1 second, just like what I did with the Baker Mayfield trade, because I think Jonathan Taylor and Baker Mayfield are very similarly priced. But if this is a late first and a late 26, 27 second, Jonathan Taylor is going to get it for you. Samson's value's got to be dipping, Snoop.
Yeah, I think I absolutely agree here. It's a good cash out here to get out of JT. I feel like JT's about to have like one of those career years though, building off last year, coming out, being a stud vet. Like we've seen Kamara, CMC, Chubb, all those guys kind of work into their 28, 29, 30-year-old phase. I think JT's going to be able to do it, but getting a first, 2 seconds, and another running back probably worth a late second. I mean, that's pretty much like what he'll ever be ceiling at. You're never going to have to pay 2 first for Jonathan Taylor.
And this is one of those trades and why I prefer, I play in 22 dynasty leagues and 1 redraft, and that's just for work. Shout out Shady Maple, biggest smorgasbord in the United States, and in the second biggest in the entire world. But anyways, so we're talking about like, this is the kind of trade where you look at it and you're like, if I'm rebuilding, sure, give me the Samson side. But I'm going at it from a lens of win now. And I think this is Jonathan Taylor's ceiling price, but I'm still paying it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple super chats here that just came in. One from Brian and Zachary. I'm gonna get to both of them. But Brian, thank you for the super chat. We have a 12-team half PPR. Nico Collins or Dontavian Wicks or Quentin Johnson, Troy Franklin, JCM. Polish them up. What are we doing?
Yo, that's like literally just taking a whole waiver wire load and just say, give me Nico Collins. Like, dude, that's Nico so much. That's cashing in on the hype. But this is what's crazy, right? Is like people believe that this is what Quentin Johnson's going to do every week. I love what I've seen from Troy Franklin, but this is like 3 semi-upside pieces for an elite top 12 dynasty wide receiver. Even in redraft, I'm taking Nico.
Yeah, he actually mentioned that he just pulled that off. Got to take Nico there. All right, BH417, thank you for another super chat. We have Laporta or Bilo, Hampton, and Loveland. This one's actually super intriguing to me.
Is he getting both?
It looks like he's getting both.
No way.
Yeah. I was going to say I actually still prefer Hampton over Laporta evened up. Like, so that's where I'm smashing that. Loveland's got to be the biggest buy low for Dynasty because we expected to see similar type production that we've seen from Tyler Warren, but we're getting no production here. If anybody's panicking, go buy Colston Loveland. I like that trade a lot.
All right, we have another super chat here. We actually passed the 15 mark, so we're at 17
Let's go.
now. So I want to just throw that out there. Nigel Basham, thank you so much for the super chat. We have Cam Scatabo or Caleb Johnson, Dynasty PPR Superflex. So buying low on someone who's not doing anything for someone who's looking to take over the backfield, Snoop.
Cam Scatabo for me. Quicker path to gaining value, quicker path to being able to be worth a first if he is. Scatabo analytically, you could argue film-wise too, looked better than Caleb Johnson from that lens coming out as a prospect. We're big on Cam Scatabo, but I think they're both going to be good. They're both buys, but I'm going to lean Scatabo here right now with this current landscape.
Snoog, if you had to re-rank the running backs from this class, just today, how you doing it?
Genty, Henderson, Judkins, Hampton, Scatabo, Johnson.
You got Harvey Bialo Johnson, or you forget about my boy?
I forgot
Come
about
on.
him.
No,
He'd probably be – I honestly don't think he's good. So he'd probably be with Johnson and Scatabo. I like Scatabo better than RJ Harvey. I think he's a better player.
Hit it up.
All right. So we got 12. Trade number 12, Dylan Kaufman over on Twitter. AJ Brown or late 26, first and second. I'm actually going to send this to Snoog, AJ Brown's boy. What do you think?
I'll pay that all day for an elite wide receiver. I mean, it's been 2 weeks. He has a track record of 3 straight seasons, pacing 1,400 plus yards with this same QB in this offense. So no, I'm not worried. It's not an injury concern. So
I'm not paying 2 firsts for AJ Brown, but a first and a second, especially with a late one. Absolutely smash that.
In a turd sandwich class.
All right. So we have another super chat. Bob Baker, thank you so much for that. We have a 12-team, 1 quarterback, 0.4 passing touchdowns. I think it's 4 points for passing touchdown. 2-year rebuild. Josh Allen or Burrow in a mid to early 26 first. He already has Drake May, 226 first and 427 first already. What do we think, your dad?
I'm in the same situation. I looked in one of my leagues and I'm 0-2. I was fringe rebuild to start with, but I was like, I have Josh Allen. I think the gap is a early to mid 27 first if you're going to go that way. Like you're giving up Josh Allen. Josh Allen is the 101 overall, period. You're going to get elite production there. I think if you have that early 26 first, that's nice. I would try to do maybe another 26 1-2 swap on there, but I think it's not quite there for me. Like I know it helps you secure the 101, but next year's 101, I know it's going to be, Jeremiah Love more than likely. It's not the same as it was with Genty. It's not the same as it was with Caleb. You're not going to get that same bump. So for me, Snoog, I'm a little bit short here. Like if I'm giving up Josh Allen, I want Burrow and an early 26 first, maybe at minimum another second, but I actually want another late first or a 1-2 swap.
Yeah, the gap between these two is just massive. It really is.
And Sean, we get to pick our brains all the time, but when it comes to these kind of trades, and you're dealing with a rebuilding team, sometimes I find the rebuilding team takes 2 less or like not enough because they're like, well, this is the kind of deal that I want to make. But you're giving up Josh Allen, right? He's coming to you more than likely. You got to get that tax on a guy like Josh Allen.
Yeah, I get it. You try to secure that first overall pick, but again, it's going into week 3 here. So I would have trouble selling Josh Allen. 1 quarterback, you want that elite guy. Burrow can definitely be that guy too, but you got to get everything you can. You got to milk that drive for Josh Allen.
Yeah, I did not. I had that super flex brain tied in there. Honestly, I still think it's Allen, but I think it's a lot closer now that we're looking at that because I think Jeremiah Love is going to kick off there. So see if you can get a second on top, and then I'm perfectly in there, Bob. Appreciate that one. That's a great question.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to head and jump in. Trade number 13, Junio359 from Discord. We got another Josh Allen trade. Josh Allen, Jalen Warren, and Ladd, or Dak, Jamar, and Dylan Sampson. Dad, what do you think here?
I mean, that's a free Ladd McConkey. Honestly, I would not trade Josh Allen and Jalen Warren for Dak, Jamar, and Sampson. Like that, if you're talking super flex, that's a free Ladd McConkey. I'm taking the Josh Allen side, even if I don't like Warren or Ladd, and then I'm flipping them. That's clear for me.
Yeah, I agree there all day. Josh Allen's untradeable.
He should be.
Dad, like you feel like he's untradeable. Like you should not be trading him.
I know a lot of people wanted to put Jaden Daniels in that same, like at the 101 over Josh, but the guy's never finished outside the top 2 quarterbacks ever. This is just, this is something special you're seeing here. And I know I'm a Bills fan, but still, this is something special.
Yeah, you kind of ride it till the wheels go off with Josh Allen. So let's go ahead and jump into trade 14. We have Brownleck over on Discord. This was actually, so we're going to start something new where we kind of do a trade of the show. We didn't do it quite well in the Discord this week, but we're going to pop it off next week. Whatever picture gets the most likes will be the trade of the show. This one actually won. This is an amazing stack. Amon-Ra and Goff or Stroud and BTJ? What do we think, Snoop?
Trade of
I'm
the
going
week.
with the
I like
Lions
it.
stack. Lions
100%.
stack all day for me. That
Mhm.
stack is going to put up points this year with their schedule.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry that.
No, you're good. I like this trade too. I mean, that's the side I voted for.
Yeah, I think I wasn't watching the game. I kept scrolling my phone every time I jumped in. Amon-Ra touchdown. Amon-Ra touchdown. We're like, oh my gosh, they got other receivers out there. You got to roll with them. They are killing it.
Absolutely. That's a fun. And when we get those in the Discord, that's going to be another cool step. Well, I'm going to make sure we put that one in there as our thumbnail because I think that's super cool and gives another wrinkle to guys that are, because honestly, between Twitter and the Discord and YouTube, there's so many trades coming in. We try to do our best I can. I must get 50 DMs on Twitter. Like, here's the perfect one for your show this week. And it's like, I can't throw them all in here. We'd be here all day. We already have 1,700 people in. We're almost at a full hour here, and we're trying to do the best to crank as many trades as we can.
I do want to jump back to Zachary. He actually just messaged. We missed a super chat of his right after Brian's. He threw in one. Him and Brian's came in about the same time. Sorry about that, Zachary. We'll pull that one up real quick.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So we got he was appreciating us on the first trade. We talked about this one. Same team: Kamara, Hampton, Scatabo, and Sampson. Potentially could move Worthy or Rice for Chase Brown, or did I just hold steady?
Oh, trade Worthy right now for Chase Brown. Yeah,
Yep.
Give me Chase Brown there. Do not trade Rashee Rice right now. Like, now's not the good time. So that would be perfect, Snoog. Because I mean, you would have Kamara. You could put Chase Brown in over Hampton while you watch that value go back up. And if you have the wide receiver depth all day long, that's a great trade. Dare I say we haven't done it a lot? Back to that cowbell.
There we go. All right, let's jump back in.
Let's go to my man
Trade
Sour
15.
Skittles. Now
16.
I'm going.
We got Sour Skittles in Discord. He lost Burrow, so do we trade him for Kyler Plus or just roll with starting Browning here?
I'm starting Browning.
I'm starting Browning too. This is what I was talking about that trade earlier, Snoog, is, I understand what you were saying as far as the 27-second, but like, I would rather give up a 27-second. It's almost like a price to keep Joe Burrow, right? So you're just like getting, what's Jake Browning going to put up? 70% of Joe Burrow's stats. I mean, he finished as a top 10 quarterback. So you're just preserving. And that's why I think it's very important to have an insurance quarterback when you have elite guys, your Brownings, Malik Love. There's like a lot of guys that I really want to kind of go with that range.
All right, so we got trade number 17. It's Brill OBTC on Twitter. We have another Burrow trade. We got Burrow. Is this T or JD?
Yeah, it's T.
Okay, so we got the Burrow and Higgins stack and a 27-second for Rice, Collins, and Stroud stack. This one's intriguing. What do you think here, Snoop?
I'm going to go with the right side here. This is enough for me to move off. I think Higgins is not on the same level as Rice or Collins, and I think just trading Burrow with missing a whole year in his injury and his age and getting a young QB that could be really good, could be bad. Like, we don't really know with him. I think the Texans will figure it out eventually. I think there's still a ton of talent in CJ Stroud's game and Rashee Rice and Nico Collins. I think you got to go with that side. That's 3 potential studs.
This feels like a mixed bag, right? Like, we talk about having direction with your trade. If I'm trading for Burrow and Higgins, I mean, what am I doing? Because I'm not rebuilding. I don't see a strong value in that, where you're on the other side, you're getting Rice and Collins are going to put up points. I'd flip Stroud, try to tear him down to Baker or Goff or one of these other guys. And I just said Malik Willis, but I meant Malik Willis. I said Malik Love. I was like Freudian slip there with Jordan Love. I know you guys on YouTube love to just kind of like be like, Dad, what are you smoking over there?
All right, so we have trade 18 from CT Dorsey over in the Discord. Another Joe Burrow and Stroud trade. Joe Burrow or Stroud, a 27-2 and a 28-2.
Get off Stroud. Get off Stroud. Like, honestly, I don't even care if you're not contending. Get off Stroud on this one. Like, just get yourself. Go get Burrow. This is the cheapest you're going to get him there. And then go buy another quarterback if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely. We got trade 19, Jeckern. I think Jerkin, we said that last week, I think. We got Javonte, who's popping off, James Cook, who's popping off, or a 27 first, 28 second, 6th third. Is this
It's
another
my-
cowbell?
This is
This is
Snoog's
my
trade.
trade. I was
This
gonna
is
say, wait a
Snoog's trade.
second, what?
All right. So the
I think I'm
caveat
gonna
is
regret this, but
well, you got your 27 first back, right? So I'm assuming you're going into.
I got the
rebuild.
running backs.
You got the running backs?
RBs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm in because I want Cook for a
Yeah.
27 first, and I'll buy Javonte for a 28 second all day
Yeah.
long. I saw your first in there. I thought maybe you were buying it back, but dude, James Cook.
Nah, the kid's rebuilding, and he had literally just those 2 RBs on his team, and he was like, "Someone get these running backs off my team." So I sent him that, and he accepted it right away. And I was just like, "Oh shit, did I just overpay?"
No,
I think that's a great deal.
James Cook is the guy I've been screaming on the show for months now, just to buy on the cheap. As soon as he got signed, him, Kyron, Jacobs.
Fair deal, though.
Yeah,
Fair.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, so we have another super chat. This is number 19, nephew EJ with another one. Thank you for that, nephew EJ. We have, I'm assuming Garrett Wilson and Judkins or London in a random 27 first. Snoog, this one's tough. 2 boys on one side. Got that 27 first sneaking.
I want G-Dub and Quinshon Judkins.
No, not anymore. This is the
if
same.
It's late. If it's
this
late.
is the same trade we had earlier. Is he was getting Wilson and Judkins, I think, for London and a lesser piece. Getting that 27 first in there though, like London's still over Wilson.
Mid to early, yeah.
It's random. That makes it. I always say random is mid to me in my head. You know, like random's not a true thing for me. It was like because if you knew it was late, you would say late, right? Like everybody knows what late
feels like one of those trades that just wouldn't do it if I had either side. And I just like entertain it, but like I'd be like, I don't want to do it.
All right, so we got trade number 20 over from W Bacon 12 in the Discord. We have Adams, Debo, 26 fourth, or Tesla, Trey Harris, Pat Bryant, 27 third. Dad,
just Adams and Debo. I mean, like I would trade all 4 of those assets just straight for Adams. Adams and Debo are win now pieces. Adams and Debo both look really good. So we got 2 more trades. We'll hit them up quick. If we hit 20, we'll give away a 4th VIP to the Patreon. We got 1 more to go and 2 more trades. Here we go.
All right, trade 21, Keebers over in the Discord. We have Henderson and a 27 second, or Bill and a 26 first. Snoog, what do we got here?
Big Hendo for me all day here.
That 27 seconds shouldn't be there, right?
If I have a 26 first in this class, I think I've literally traded like 75% of my 26 first already. If I have it and it's not like top 3, I don't want it. Like literally,
and this is perfect. This is perfect. This is insulation even with the second. Like I'm down. You got to buy Henderson here.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think that second even needs to be there, and I would take that trade. Trade 22, Aglick over in the Discord. We have Walker, Javonte, Brashard Smith, 26 third, or Jordan Addison, Downs, Gadsden, Brian Robinson, and a 27 second. This is a lot of polishing here. What do we think here, Dad?
When I see trades with like 4 guys in them on both sides, I'm just like, what are we doing? You know, like I mean, I prefer Walker over Addison, but I am buying Addison on the low. I prefer Javonte over Downs at this point because of the way Javonte is performing. Robinson is over Brashard Smith, but is it enough to close the gap there? I mean, this is kind of an ugly trade. You know, like if I need the running backs, give me the Walker side. If I'm rebuilding, I don't have a problem buying the Addison side. I just don't love it. You know, like Addison's gonna struggle for a couple weeks coming in, but we got a 20th here, but is this
we just got another one?
Same question, yeah. It's Laporta or it's Hampton and Loveland all day long, dude.
I think you cowbell this one.
I'd cowbell that.
It's a double cowbell. Let's get that. Now we're gonna give away 1 basic. We're gonna give away 3 VIPs. Let's get the wheel on here. And Sean, I'm going to let you announce them. I get excited when the wheel comes on, but hey, you've done a great job on the show. We appreciate you jumping on here. You know, last minute, Brock's like, "Hey, I got to go party. I'm going to go fly out of the country." But we appreciate you having you on. It's been a fun show. Let's take the wheel, and it's all you.
Absolutely, let's get it. So this is for the $5 basic.
Yeah,
let's get it. Gotta love the wheel.
Gets me going.
Ooh, Robert Samus.
All right, and guys, DM us on Twitter. I'm at Dynasty Dad FF. He's at FF Snoog, or you can message us on YouTube so we can kind of help you out with that.
Sean,
Three
I'm
more.
gonna,
Let's
be up,
get it.
I'm gonna be up till 1 a.m. Sean, trying to get Judkins off it.
You might wear me down, but it's gonna take a minute. All right, Bob. Nephew.
It's the nephew.
Oh,
Nephew EJ.
Nephew EJ coming in clutch, dude. That was so close.
I love the claps at the end too. You know, the round of applause there. It just adds to the nostalgia.
It does. Bob Baker.
Bobby
Oh,
Baker.
That's hilarious.
He
think
almost
he's
got
in
it last time, and that's like perfect.
Yeah, the wheel doesn't lie.
And
now
if
he's
you
on
guys are
play.
already in there and you're in basic, we'll bump you up to VIP. If you are already in VIP, we'll allow you to gift that to a friend.
Let's roll.
All right, last one. Let's get it. BH417 coming in clutch. It was that extra one at the end. I think that's what got him.
That got it. That last one there, just throwing it in there. Hey, you threw it in for $5 and you get 20 out of it. So, hey guys, this has been a great show. Make sure you guys subscribe to the show. Hit us up. We're doing live shows every Tuesday. Snoog and I are doing start sits every Sunday morning, 10 to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and enjoy the process. We went a little over that hour mark.